Good evening, welcome along. You're live here at Celtic Park after a 4-0 win for Celtic against St Mirren. It was a pretty convincing performance, and the results elsewhere, of course, Kilmarnock beating Rangers means that Celtic are now 1 point clear at the top of the league, 1 point ahead of Kilmarnock, who jump up into second place, and we're 3 points ahead of Rangers, of course, with a game in hand over both those teams. The goals happened pretty early on in the 11th minute. Oliver Burke with a diving header from a Ryan Christie cross. After 18 minutes, Scott Sinclair was brought down in the box and he duly converted the penalty. 2-0 at half-time it was. Into the second half, after 55 minutes, Oliver Burke slotted home his second and Celtic's third with his right foot from about 12 yards. And then 86 minutes on the clock, Timothy Weah, who had come on as a second half substitute, prodded the ball past the St Mirren goalkeeper for Celtic's fourth after a lovely set-up and assist from young Ewan Henderson. We'll get the thoughts of former Celtic striker Simon Donnelly, Celtic women's captain Kelly Clark in just a second. Before that though, let's get the immediate reaction from Celtic manager Brendan Rodgers.
Yes, joined by the manager. Brendan, how would you sum up tonight's result and performance?
We're so pleased with tonight. Firstly, our defending. You know, lots of our good play came initially from our counter pressing. It's always important when you play against teams who set up the way St Mirren do, that you can really counter press the game. So I thought our work and intensity in the game was very, very good. And then we're showing that we can play really well and understand how to play against it. You know, created a lot of chances, really good ball possession, looking to threaten in behind. And obviously young Ewan Henderson coming on. You know, he's a big talent. He's just got to keep working and get stronger. But he showed with his pass that he's, as I say, really comfortable playing for ourselves. Timothy coming on again. He knows where the goal is. He wants to score goals. Coming in and giving that injection, and Ollie getting his first goals for the club. So a really, really good evening for us.
And also pleasing, in addition to the goals, Ollie Burke slotted in there and fitted to the style that you'd be expecting.
Yeah, it's going to take time for the likes of him and Timothy coming into the club. They're finding a different way of working, different way of playing, but and just building those relationships with your teammates. So, but you can see them in training. You can see the work that Ollie's putting in terms of getting inside the post. He presses the game really well, and very, very pleased for him.
Mentioned for Scott Sinclair, showing great mentality tonight, step up again and put the penalty away confidently.
Yeah, he doesn't lack confidence, Scott. Like you seen when he missed it the weekend, he was still back wanting to score again, and I thought he was excellent tonight. Worked very hard with and without the ball, got his goal, and it was a real threat all evening.
An all-round a pleasing night, an extension of the lead at the top of the table, so a good way to start 2019.
Yeah, tonight, like I said, tonight was the start of the second half of the season for us in the league. Good start, another clean sheet, very creative, pressed the game well, and like I say, showed improvements from when we last played St Mirren.
I'm sure the fans are all looking forward to Saturday already. Thanks, Brendan.
Brilliant. Cheers, thank you.
So a happy Celtic manager this evening, 4-0 convincing win. Simon Donnelly, your thoughts on the game?
Yeah, comfortable. An early goal from Burke gives him a bit of confidence. His first goal for the club, fantastic ball in for Christie. But the first half was, waves of attack really. It was almost like a training session. Comfortable, 2 goals, then get another couple of goals in the second half. So all round a good night's work for Celtic.
Kelly, the Celtic fans love heroes. They love heroes that score goals. They've got another couple of guys on loan, it has to be said, but Weah, of course, got his first goal at the weekend. Burke coming up with a couple tonight. Weah again. There's another couple of guys here who are really going to set this place alight.
Yeah, I mean, as an attacker, getting goals early when you've gone to a new club, it's really important. It boosts your confidence straight away, and the longer it goes on, it can really get you down. So for them both to have scored so early, it's really good. And from their celebrations, they're both absolutely loving it, and it'll only motivate them to go on and continue scoring.
I'm sure after that game at Ibrox, Simon, the players were just desperate to get back on the pitch, and the winter break probably came at the worst possible time. And now that it has happened and we're back, it's good that we've got a cushion back again, and dare we say, normality being resumed.
Well, obviously the cup game at the weekend was the first game of the new year, but it's good to have the domestic league back. A full card here tonight. Everybody's looking at the other results, and obviously the result coming through for Rugby Park. Get an enormous round of applause here, but for the team to come back and score 4 goals tonight and perform the way they did, and the 2 new boys, you know, to get on the score sheet. You know, it's a tremendous start for the next bit of the league campaign.
So final score here tonight, Celtic 4, St Mirren 0. 2 goals for Oliver Burke, a penalty from Scott Sinclair and a goal near the end from Timothy Weah. Celtic 1 point ahead of second place Kilmarnock. Kilmarnock themselves are 2 points ahead of third place Rangers. Celtic, of course, with a game in hand against both sides. Next up for us will be the game here against Hamilton Accies at 3 p.m. on Saturday afternoon. Thanks very much for joining us. We'll hopefully see you very shortly. Bye-bye.